probably before the ski crash, but on the same day, correct?
I'm not sure exactly.
Okay.
So I'm guessing it was probably it was right around. Which one are you talking about?
The one in the middle of the page.
Just give Deer Valley your pass. Yes, that's
Okay.
that's
So
true.
you wrote or typed in that day. Just give Deer Valley your pass. They have your photo. It will be a great day. I will be on the hill at 9:30. That's your first posting that day, you believe?
Yes.
Okay. And then at the bottom of the page 4, you have another post. Well, maybe. Well, let's see. I guess that one's a different one, maybe. Let's see. Well, maybe that's a different day. I'm going to move to the next one. Let's go to page 6 of 9. Can you go there? Okay, I'm going to read just what you typed in there in the middle. It says, Scott, Terry was not doing the man thing. Terry had a bad hit to the head. You do not have the ski patrol take you down the hill if you have a pain in your ass. Is that what you typed that day?
Yes, it is.
This was the day of the crash.
This was a few days after.
Okay. Then at the bottom of that, page 6, we're going to continue to 7. It has your name, and then it continues on to page 7. I'm going to read you what page 7 says. Scott, the thing you did not see was Terry was knocked out cold. Bad hit to the head. Not too sure if Terry has broken ribs. I did see Terry did not know his name. I asked Terry what his name was, and he did not know. Scott, it scared the hell out of me. Is that what you typed? And that was on or around the day of the crash, or after the crash?
That was a little bit after, a few days after the crash.
Okay. Then page 7. You have another comment. Do you see that?
Yeah, yes, I do.
And you typed, Scott, thanks for the humor. I got it when you were trying the whole thing. You guys did not see what I did see. No need to say you're sorry. You typed that, correct?
Yes, I did.
Then the final page, page 8 of 9. And under your name it says, you cannot make this up. Gwyneth took out Terry last week. Last Saturday, her son broke his arm skiing at Park City. Gwyneth was staying at the Montage. She took her plane out of Million Airport. I wish I did know so many people. What makes me mad is that Gwyneth took out Terry and just took off. Is that what you typed that?
Yes,
that
it
was
is.
the week after the crash?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and except for the irrelevant stuff at the end on page 9, that's all I have. Who is Very T in Exhibit 44? Plaintiff's Exhibit. Very T is mentioned. Do you remember?
I'm not sure who Very T is.
Could it be Terry Sanderson?
Well, that's leading, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you look at the very T comments and see if it...
Question right now.
Go ahead and ask your next question.
yeah. That's right.
Okay.
Craig, would you go to page 2 of this Exhibit 44? Okay. On the left, it says Very T, event organizer.
Yes, I do.
2 over, it says Kurt L, event organizer. You see that?
Yes, I do.
Was Kurt L at the MeetUp group at Deer Valley on the day of the crash?
Yeah, Kurt was the one who organized that day.
Okay. Go back to the left and look at Very T. Are you able to recognize the photo above Very T?
It looks like Terry, and Terry was the one who organized the meetup groups up at Alta.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you, Mr. Bueller. Mr. Egan?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Ramon, good to see you again. I have a couple questions from the defense. So the first would be, at the start of this page, and I haven't used this Elmo projector before, so give me a second. Do you see that on page 2? Got it. Thank you. I have to press focus. Okay, there you are. So you see that there's some photos there at the bottom of the page.
Yes.
And do you recognize the photo there of the ski patroller?
Yes,
Was that Whitney Smith,
I believe so.
the ski patroller who responded to Mr. Sanderson on the hill
Yes.
and cared for him during the urgent care or the first aid clinic visit that he had there on the ski hill?
Yes.
And I do not see any videos there. Were there any, to your memory, GoPro or other videos posted on this webpage?
No.
And then, and I believe you're unaware of any GoPro footage at all. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then if you go to page, let's match it up with mine here, page 7. Actually, your name is cut off at the top there, so if you look back at page 6, can you see that it shows your name and then goes on to page 7 where there's, at the very top there, a note that you wrote. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and in that note, you write, Terry did not know his name. I asked Terry what his name was, and he did not know. But I believe you've told the jury last week that he did remember his name.
It was. He had to really think hard about it. It took like 4 or 5 seconds for him to remember his name.
But that's not what you wrote here. You wrote here, Terry did not know his name.
When I first asked him, he didn't know his name. He had to really think about it.
I asked Terry what his name was, and he did not know.
Yeah, he when I asked him, he didn't know his name, and then he just took some time to kind of just think about it, and then he, after about 4 or 5 seconds, he just said, Terry.
Okay. So what you wrote here is not what you told the jury last week. Is that fair to say?
Could you please repeat that?
Just here in your note, you do not say that he did later remember his name. You just say he didn't remember it all. And as I understand it, that was different than what you told the jury last week. Is that correct?
Yes. When I basically was talking about this, I didn't go into much detail, on this. I was just making a point that he was having a hard time knowing what his name was.
Okay, so let's go to this last page, well, I guess there's a kind of blank page at the end, but page 8, the last page with your comments on it. Do you see up there at the top another one of your comments?
James didn't expand that.
Okay.
You could assume you would.
Yeah, that is hard to see.
No, just in focus.
I'm learning old technology. I appreciate this. Thank you. Okay, so in this comment that you wrote, correct, this top comment is yours, Mr. Ramon?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and in this comment you wrote, Gwyneth took out Terry last week. Last Saturday, her son broke his arm skiing at Park City. How did you know that?
There's a lady I know that works at works at Snowbird and Deer Valley. She works up at the Montage, or Deer Valley, and she told me.
Okay. And then Gwyneth was staying at the Montage. How did you know that?
That's what she told me.
And why were you talking to her about Gwyneth?
She knew what happened, and then she told me that what happened.
Sorry, that's not clear to me. So she knew what happened?
She knew that that Gwyneth took out Terry, and so then when I saw her, she told me what happened. I didn't ask her about it. She just told me that's what happened.
But she wasn't there at the collision, right?
No, she just worked up at the hotel.
So how would she have any knowledge of it?
I have no idea.
She took her plane out of Millionaire Airport. How did you know about Miss Gwyneth or with Miss Paltrow's travels?
One of my best friends, he works at a Millionaire, and that's where a lot of the private jets, the charter jets, that's where they fly into that part of the airport.
It sounds to me like you were talking to a lot of people about Gwyneth Paltrow during this time. Is that correct?
No, my best friend, he knew what happened, and he's the one who told me.
So you didn't tell these people what happened, even though you were the one at the collision site?
Yeah, I told my friend what happened, yes.
Okay. So you were telling people about this accident?
Yes, I've told people about it.
And then they were telling you things they knew about Miss Paltrow, that at least they claimed to know about Miss Paltrow?
Yes.
But they could be mistaken, is that correct?
Yes.
So if Miss Paltrow's son didn't in fact break his arm while skiing, you wouldn't dispute that? You wouldn't have any way to dispute that, correct?
I have no idea. That's just what I was told.
Let me go back. I just have, I think, one more question for you. So if you were to look at let's go to page 7. Those comments that I believe you've connected to Terry Sanderson, those ones in the middle of the page, you can read them to yourself. But my question is, given that you've described him as being knocked out cold in other comments here, I wanted to ask you whether you found Terry to be articulate in his posts and comments on this page following his injury.
Argumentative. Objection.
Sustained as to vagueness, if you could point out something.
Okay. So maybe it's better to go. These are kind of difficult because they don't have dates on each comment, correct? They just show, for example, let's go to this one. This one at the bottom, you see on Very Terry's, or Very T's comment, it says 2,584 days ago, correct?
Yes, I see that.
Okay, and
James, that's from Saturday, by the way.
okay, yeah, I don't know that. So I'm asking Mr. Ramon, do you know when these comments were made? Is this on the day of the accident when he says you organized a perfect day?
I don't see where it says you organized I don't see where does it say that you organized a perfect day?
It's on page 6, the third comment down.
While he's looking at that, would counsel approach, please?
So, Mr. Ramon, this comment I'm pointing you to on page 6 says it's under Very T. Yes, Kurt, you organized a perfect day for skiing. Thank you. That's true, Scott. I still have my wheels. It was nice to get to know you a bit today. Do you know whether that was written on the day of the accident?
I'm not sure if it was or not.
Would it surprise you that Mr. Sanderson was writing articulate notes like this after being knocked out and unconscious for 2 minutes?
It doesn't sound that articulate to me, but
Okay, that's all I have. Thanks.
Mr. Bueller?
Craig, can you look at page 6 again? And in the middle under Very T, do you see that where it says, yes, Kurt, you organized a perfect day?
yes, I do.
And then look at the number of days it is. Is it 2,584?
Yes, it is.
And then your comment below that, it says 2,583 days ago.
Yes,
So those comments were made on different days.
yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Any follow-up, Mr. Egan? Okay, you may step down, Mr. Ramon.
Okay, thank you.